You know what, girls? It is not as hard as it looks. My name is Kelly Porter, and I am the mom of 8 cuties. I spend most of my days trying to figure out how to make life a little bit easier, a little bit more joyful, and a lot more fun. So I hope you'll stick around today while I put together this look and kind of walk you through some of my tips about applying makeup when you're fabulous at 40. Okay, so let's get started with our moisturizer and our primer and our foundation. These literally are the foundation of your everyday look. And you don't have to go heavy, you don't have to go crazy. Just takes a little bit of fine tuning and finding the right product for you. So first I'm gonna start out with my favorite product, aside from lipstick maybe, that goes on my face, which is primer. Now, I'm a bit of a primer hoarder. If there's a new primer out, I'm gonna buy it, especially if it's at the drugstore. Having 8 kids means I have a limited budget, but you know what? There is so much available to you at the drugstore these days that you really don't need to go spend a bunch of money at the Sephora or some of the other places, okay? So one of my favorite products that I have just recently discovered is from ELF, E-L-F, and that stands for Eyes, Lips, and Face. And this little puppy, I think, cost me $8 at Ulta. And I love it. It's called the Poreless Putty Primer. And I've already moisturized my face. I did all the things before I got on camera here. What you're just going to do is take a little bit of this putty. And I use 2 different kinds of primer. This is the one that I use in my pore area. I have pores that drive me crazy. And I press it into the areas that I feel like I have enlarged pores, which is pretty much my T-zone here. So get it? T, right? Okay. So right in here on the sides of my face, and I just press that stuff in. Next up, I'm going to take my second primer. Now, I use the quotes because it's not actually sold as a primer. But if you, like I, am a fan of Tati Westbrook, and if you don't watch her, you need to be. She mentioned this product several years ago. I've been watching her since I was laid up in bed with one of the babies, and she recommended using this product. It is Monistat Complete Care Chafing Relief Powder Gel. Yes, I know. Okay. It sounds really weird, but let me tell you all what. This stuff makes your face so smooth and so prepared for foundation, and it makes the foundation stay on all day long. Girl, it is so worth it. So I put this on all the places that I didn't put the primer putty, and it really just takes a tiny bit. I mean, I used just a dot goes there. So forehead up here, boom, 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 and we're done. It's literally that fast, okay? All right, foundation can be a little tricky because drugstore foundation, you can't just take a tester and see if it's your color. So this is probably the one time where you're gonna wanna take advantage of most stores' return policies. I know almost all of the pharmacies and Walmart, I believe. I think I've even returned some makeup to my local Meijer, which is our grocery store. And you just get a couple bottles that look like they're within your range and take them home and you try them. If they don't work out, you can return them with a receipt, okay? So that's just a little tip because I have had to do that. I am a huge fan of L'Oreal's Infallible 24-Hour Wear, and I like it because it gives me a decent amount of coverage, but it doesn't go crazy. So the way I apply this is with a beauty sponge. This is a Real Techniques beauty sponge from the Meijer. I get almost all my stuff at Meijer or Walmart. And that's because that's what we have in our town, our little town. All right, I'm gonna put, this is a very technical application, okay? It's called dots. Just dot it everywhere. Lots of dots all over. I put a little extra on my nose because it seems to need more. I'm gonna take the flat part here, and I am going to press this into my skin. Now I have a ton of places that I have got to be today. I've already homeschooled the younger boys. We had all of our classes. First day back after the Christmas holiday, and I got some chores done this morning. I was up at 6 a.m. and did more laundry because the laundry never ends. I swear it breeds. It breeds in that laundry room. Okay. Here we go. And boom. I think I'm done. That looks pretty good. Let me get my little mirror here because I'm trying to do this on my viewfinder and I'm sure that that's not. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So that's foundation. It's super fast, girls. You don't, I mean, I love, don't let me fool you. I love to spend hours in front of my mirror at my vanity table playing with all of the makeup. Legitimately, I do. It's kind of a problem. But I don't have to. So that's the point. Okay, concealer. There are lots of concealers at the drugstore that are fabulous. I've got one right here. Where did I stick her? Hold on a minute. Right there. It is the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. And this stuff's great. It is. It's got a sponge tip applicator. It's amazing. I can't talk today. Oh my gosh, words. But I like this one, and this is from Sephora. This is Too Faced's Born This Way in the color Light Nude, okay? And I'm just, you don't want to go crazy with this stuff, girls, especially as our skin changes and gets wiser, not mature, it's wiser. You want to kind of go easy with this stuff, otherwise you're going to end up with it actually settling into the fine lines that you don't want to accentuate. And I just take the pointed tip of this, press that in on both sides, like so. I'm actually not pushing that hard. I know it looks like I'm going to town here. And then I like to kind of tamp out any places that it kind of stuck in those wise lines I've got going on there. And that's about it. And I do have some discoloration here. You know, there is a part of me that feels like, man, I want to be perfect. I want to look flawless. I want, you know, I watch some of my favorite YouTubers, and they are all younger. I think maybe one of the ladies that I watch is older than I am, but she spends quite a bit of money on Botox and other things. And I'm just, I'm allergic to everything. So it's like, why bother? B, that's just, it's a lot of money. And, well, I'm cheap. Okay. So I'm not at that stage yet in my life. I'm not saying I won't be. I probably will be at some point. But right now it's like, you know what? Okay, I have a little bit of blue on the inner corner of my eye. It's okay. It's okay. So that's my concealer. I don't think I have any other places today that are really driving me crazy. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. Okay, the next step you need is going to be to set your makeup with powder. So let's get started with that. Okay, so one of my favorite setting powders is Super Light. It is a translucent mattifying powder from Wet n Wild, and it's called Matte About You. I hit pan on this thing. I think this is the third one that I've bought. I washed all my brushes last night. They're so soft. I'm just gonna use a very simple blush brush, probably is what this actually, yeah, it says blush, but I use it for my powder. And all I'm gonna do is, and I just tap the excess off, and I'm just gonna put a little bit to set where that concealer is. You don't wanna go heavy with powder, girls, because it will, I'll tell you what, will age you faster than anything else. And that is a ton of powder sitting on your skin. Don't do it. Okay, boom, I'm done, okay? Right, we're doing this quick today. Quick. I'm actually gonna go ahead and warm my skin up with a little bit of bronzer. Okay, so I am not doing some crazy cut contour business. I will, if I've got a fancy event, I've got something big going on, then I will do all the things. But for just day to day, This is the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I think it's like 12 bucks. It is a little pricier at the drugstore, says the cheap woman. Yes, I did just say that. But it smells like summertime, and it does make me just feel good. So I'm going to take a small tapered brush. I think this is actually an e.l.f. brush. It's a pretty, it's just fluffy. It's nice. And I'm going to swirl that around in here too. Okay, tap it off. Now, I feel like I have a big forehead, but right now I'm just looking to warm up my face because I just put all that kind of single color stuff on, and I don't want to go out and look dead because it's winter and I don't need help in that department. I'm going to come in here. Let me show you my ear. So here's my ear, right before my lobe begins, there's my cheekbone. And I'm going to just put a little bit of this here and along my hairline. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put that here. Now now again, we're not contouring, okay, but this is a quick little trick. If you've got a little bit of kind of like, I feel like my skin kind of sags a little bit right here, or if you've got a neck that you are just not down with, if you put a little bit of this bronzer here, that will create a shadow when people are looking at you, and it will actually make your neck look thinner, which is kind of a nice quick little trick. Okay, other side. Okay, I did up here. Again at the ear. You guys can kind of see it just creates a little bit of a shallow. Makes girlfriend look like she lost a pound or two, which I'm not against. A little bit more under my neck. And make sure you blend like crazy. You don't want some big line here where it looks like you put a bunch of makeup on. You want it to kind of blend in, okay? Oh, okay, done. Now, I am gonna go ahead and put blush on. Sometimes a lot of the time, I wait and put blush on last. But today, I'm feeling it. I'm not gonna do some big heavy makeup. I have Milani's Coral Cove, and it's a pretty little floral press in there. I've actually had this. It's at least more than 6 months, and this stuff just goes for days. Like it's amazing. So here and here, like so. Yes, girl. Okay, that's done. Now, for me, eyebrows is a big, huge, giant thing because I actually have eyebrows, people. I know it looks like I don't have anything from here to here, but I do. It can be a symptom of hypothyroidism, which I was treated for when I was younger and no longer have symptoms of, but I do still have the disappearing eyebrow. So it's kind of like when people ask you, what's the one thing you have to do before you walk out the door? We've all got that thing. Mine is my eyebrows because I look freaky deaky without the eyebrows on my face. Now, I also have a crap ton of eyebrow products, but today I'm just using my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. Okay, it has a very pointed tip right there, and it's a harder formula, so you can get some really nice lines. And when you do your eyebrows, you're gonna start here. You line that up with your nose. All right, so I'm gonna make a little line here just to kind of show you guys. Then your arch should just be to the right of your eye pupil. So like right about there. And then you want to go here to here, and that's where she should end, okay? See what I did there, guys? Okay, so now I'm just going to fill this in. Again, I'm really just coloring hairs that are already there, but they like to play hide and seek. And I'm going to do this one side really quick, and then I'm going to go off camera and finish the other one, just so that you guys don't have to sit here and watch me do this, because boring. Yes. And I wish I had that like wicked strong arch. Like, oh, if there's one thing about my face I could change, it would be if I had really amazing eyebrows. That's my one thing, you know? Alrighty. Combing these babies through. Just making those little tiny lines. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, see, not bad. I mean, I probably should fix where I made the little notation lines for y'all, but okay, so that's eyebrow 1. I'll be right back after I finish eyebrow 2. Okay, guys, look, I have sisters, not twins. Remember, they're not going to be exactly the same. All right, now I love my eyeshadow. Eyeshadow gives me joy. I have more palettes than I would ever like to admit to anyone. In fact, I just purged a ton of them and gave them to my daughters. I am going to start today. This is a Tarte palette. Ooh, shiny. And I think it's the, why no name? Doesn't have the name of it. Anyway, it's super pretty. And it's all neutrals, and it's got a fair amount of mattes. So eyeshadows come in matte, shimmer, glitter. I'm missing one. And matte tends to be better, especially for like everyday looks. But too much glitter, and again, it kind of settles into places you don't want it to be. So again, I pretty much reserve super, super shiny stuff for evening out, you know, special occasion, good stuff. I am using a more dense, this is a angle shader from Real Techniques, and I'm using the color Earthy, right? Or is that crystallized? I don't know how I'm supposed to read this. I think it's Earthy. Okay, and I'm just setting this down on here so I can blend the other colors in. Gives me a nice even playground to go after. All right, now I've got a Morphe M518 eyeshadow brush. I just washed these last night, so they're like delicious. Okay, and this one is called Explore. And it's a little bit of a deeper brown right here, okay? Browns tend to really make blue eyes pop. And I have got some blue eyes, and I like to make them show. I like people to notice my blue eyes. So I do tend to gravitate towards those colors. You gotta work what you got, girls. If there is something, you know, I've got curly hair and blue eyes. When people talk about me, they say, oh yeah, the girl with curly hair and blue eyes. Those are the assets that God gave me, i.e. my, you know, through my parents, via my parents, and I'm gonna work it. Because there's other things not working, right? We've all got those things going on. Okay. So that's like, I mean, I could just legit stop there, put some mascara on and call it a day. I am gonna go ahead and add a little bit of shimmer, just a tiny bit. I think I'm gonna go with this little deeper one right here. This one's called Crystallized. Fingers are best for shimmers. I'm just gonna place this right on my lid with my finger. They just apply better. See how I get a little bit of shine there? Other side. Sorry guys, you can't see me. Right there like that, okay? Boom, that's it for eyeshadow today. We're just keeping it simple. This is a teeny tiny little brush like that. And in my palette, there's a dark brown called Daybreak. Really? The dark brown is called Daybreak? Okay, peeps. And I'm gonna put that on both sides of the brush, and I'm just gonna press this in at my lashes just to make my lashes look a little thicker. Not going for like a strong eyeliner there. I just wanted to put a little bit of a shade on that, and it does. It makes them look a little thicker, a little fuller. It also defines my eye. Here, here, here. That's it. And then I can take the tip of that and just run it on my bottom lash line for the exact same reason. Making those lashes look a little fuller, like that. Okay, I have two favorite drugstore mascaras. One is L'Oreal's Paradise. That, again, I put somewhere. I had all this stuff yesterday. Okay, it's in a pink tube. It's fabulous. The other is Collab Beauty from, and this is at Sally's Beauty Supply. It's Collab. And this one has a very small wand, but it gives you like nice, long, defined lashes. I don't like a clumpy lash. And you just want to go in and kind of roll it up. Just gives me some feathery, nice lashes. You don't want to go hard and heavy. Again, this is just running around town every day. Don't want to run into somebody at the, oh, see what I just did there? I'll show you how to get rid of that in a second. You know, I don't want to run into somebody at the grocery store and they're like, Kelly, are you okay? Have you been sick? Like, I'm not looking for that because it's happened. All right, other eye. Just kind of rolling that. Just don't poke yourself in the eye, girls. That hurts. Done that many times. Just separate the lashes. You can use, I like this one because you can use kind of the tip of it to get to some of those other ones on the edges, and then just right down here on the bottom. See, just a nice feathery, I think I've got black brown is the color I'm wearing in this one. And this particular one is the black brown high rise insane length mascara. I don't know if it's high rise insane, but I like it. Okay, lippy, and we're done. This is the Color Sensations by Maybelline Shaping Lip Liner in 130 Dusty Rose. And this is how I do a lippy, okay? So I have like a discoloration along my lip. I don't know, it's the way, I think it's always been that way. And so I go around, look at me talk while I'm doing this. And I'm just going to kind of gently press it in so it's not a hard line, okay? So press that in, okay? This color, if you are familiar with dupes, which are kind of duplicates in the makeup world, is supposed to be a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. So is this NYX Matte Lippy in Eurotrash, which great name, right? But I am not spending $50 on a dupe lipstick, but I love the color. And like that, okay? That's the matte. Now, I like a little bit of a shine in my lip. I don't like a matte. So I have got this really gorgeous gloss that came in my, I think this came in my BoxyCharm or my FabFitFun box. I love boxes. We will talk subscription boxes later. Boom, that's it. Okay, let's have a look. You know what? I'm gonna go out and first I gotta scrunch this hair up a little bit. Get this hair to wake up. It's still a little damp, so I shouldn't be doing this, but you know what? We're misbehaving today. Okay. Feeling pretty good about this. Alrighty. So you know what? I will be 44 in February and I feel fabulous. So thank you so much for joining me today as I got ready to hit the road and do all the mom things. Join me on Wednesday when we will be doing Work It Out Wednesday. When no, we're not exercising. We're figuring out how to get through life, okay? All sorts of things, all sorts of topics, lots and lots and lots of great things. Thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I really appreciate your time. Have a blessed and beautiful day. Goodbye.